What's the video? So the 5.8 live stream wrapped up today, right? A few hours ago, and let's talk about the upcoming banners, right? So that's a little bit of interesting stuff here. We have four banners coming up, one new character and three reruns. So let's talk about them. Basically, pretty much there's not much to talk about in terms of their value. It's straightforward because two of them are DPS characters. So we'll go each one of them. So let's talk about ineffa first. Let me just go to here. Let's go project amber, and let's take a look at here, and then we'll talk a look at that in a bit. So let's talk about the first and second phase. So ineffa is coming out. So if you don't know how she works, my guide will be coming out to either today or tomorrow. So just stay tuned for that and subscribe if you want to see that. I'll go in depth on everything you need to know about her. But basically, for now, the things that are worrisome is we need to wait, see how potentially good she can get and better she can get, because she does not have her full potential unlocked yet without future characters who rely on the reaction of lunar charge basically. And yeah, the weapon choices aren't really a lot much either. The C is pretty much, I think, the DPS wise will be signature reliant kind of, and for artifact sets is the main thing, because we're gonna have to wait and see if the 6.0 sets that are gonna be for her will be a DPS set or a support set. For example, like the Cinder City set that we got for Natland characters. If the 6.0 set is like a big support set for Lunar Charge characters, that might be a bit interesting and can skyrocket Ineffa's value for upcoming characters. But yeah, besides that, there isn't really much to talk about right now. I'll definitely making like videos on when the new information come out about the artifacts and all that stuff. So stay tuned for that. We need to wait a little bit longer. So just 1 or 2 weeks after the banners release, we'll have more information, and I'll definitely update you guys on what's going on there. So yeah, expect videos on that time about those. Basically, without all that, Ninfa is looking like a more DPS fizzle, which enables the lunar charge reaction. The lunar charge reaction itself is not good, as I said in my previous video, if you watch that Ninfa video, but I'll be talking about that more on the guide. But basically, she is carried by her ascension passive, which will just make her do a ton of damage, and it also kind of will ignore defense in a way and stuff. So yeah, it's considered a lunar charge damage instead of like normal reaction damage. Like it is considered a lunar charge reaction damage and not her own damage. So that's why it will ignore defense, and it will deal a lot of damage. That's what makes Ineffa's value like go up. Otherwise, is a kind of a mid character. That's the only thing that makes her good. That's kind of nice, because otherwise the character would be useless. So she has some value there. You can go for her. Right now, she's looking like a sub DPS type character, same as Fischl for many teams, but the difference is the lunar charge gimmick. As I said, future characters might use that and might need that. So yeah, that's about it. But I would consider holding off for now and wait for more information. We'll also get more information on the 6.0 characters. They might use lunar charge as well. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We just need more information, that's all. However, if I wouldn't recommend pulling a lot before a new region comes out, because a lot of characters are coming out. So yeah, that's about it for Ineffa. Just hold up a little bit. I'll definitely make sure to let you know everything about her in the guide as well in detail. But yeah, that's all for now. Let's move on to the her weapon is kind of like, that's why I pulled this up. Let's talk about the here. Go to filter, polearm, right? The polearm. Hold up. Yeah. Let me just this. Bro, select the polearm. Come on, man. Yeah, and there we go. This is the new signature for her. It's like crit damage passive with 608 base attack, pretty high. After an elemental skill or elemental burst is used, so for example, like she uses both, so up 100% of time. Attack is increased by 24% for 20 seconds. The equipping character creates a shield while this effect is active, so this is pretty much for her. And Zhongli probably can use it too. So yeah, besides the attack essence and passive, it's a shield. While this effect is active, they will gain a electrifying addict effect for 20 seconds. All nearby party members deal 40% more lunar charge damage. So kinda not like Zhongli. So this is like pretty much made for her and upcoming character that would do lunar charge damage. So yeah, this weapon is kind of valuable for the upcoming lunar charge teams, I'd say. But that's about it basically. Not really very versatile weapon and all that stuff. It's pretty like one-sided and pretty much only made for kind of. Yeah, and as well as on the first half we'll also have the Sitlali signature. Let's talk about that first. This signature is not actually good. You can get great value from just using the TDDS or just sacrificial what do you say, catalyst, sacrificial catalyst. Those two are like on par with the signature. The signature is not that great, I will be honest. The TDDS is a lot better than this one. If you just you can't get a 100% uptime on every rotation. You just use it every other rotation because of its long cooldown. But that shouldn't be an issue. It's a pretty big buff for a 3-star weapon. But yeah, you can also use the sacrificial fragments. That will give you a lot of extra ER and EM as well. By ER I mean you can cast the E twice, so more particles. That will help a lot. But yeah, besides that, this weapon is actually kind of bad though. So I would not recommend going for this first phase weapon banner. This banner is kind of underwhelming in a way. So yeah, you can also use some other DPS polearms instead of this one for ineffa as well. So don't go for this weapon. It's not that recommended. However, I'll be making another video when the when we have more information about the 4 stars as well. So yeah, that's for the future stuff. So yeah, let's move on to Sitlali now. Sitlali is a great character, and I'd say out of all these 4 characters, Sitlali might be the best pull for you and for many players, depending on their accounts. So Sitlali basically a character who gives a shield and shreds hydro and pyro resistances of enemies. She also makes melt a lot easier to do for a few characters. So let's talk about that. I have created a tier list here on which characters benefits most from Sitlali. So basically, the best character that you use with Sitlali is Mavuika. If you have Mavuika, Sitlali is definitely a must pull for you because Mavuika inherently it's not broken. Like you hear Mavuika is the best DPS. Mavuika is the best DPS because Sitlali exists. Sitlali is just that good on our team. All that pyro resistant, like pyro defs, like pyro shreds and easy cryo application, easy melts and all that stuff. It's like really valuable. On top of you have City and all that stuff. So yeah, that's all those stuff makes Mavuika great with Sitlali basically, and that's what makes her broken, I'd say. And these all other characters are Lekino, Diluc, and this bad boy Gaming here. This is a 4-star. You see, this is like Gaming is like insane with Sitlali. Sitlali like buffed Gaming so much. You can get crazy numbers with Gaming basically. So yes, Gaming is pretty good right now with the best team right now, and especially with the addition of Sitlali here. So all these characters benefit great from Sitlali. Diluc got some easy melts, and Arlecchino can get some melts as well with Pyro Shreds as well. Tasca can get some good damage on with Sitlali as well. So yeah, that's about it. Other than that, she also has a hydro sets, so characters like Nubilet can work as well on the Skirk team. You can play monos like triple cryo with Furina basically. That also works. For other characters, like these are like I had to mention them because they work, but it's not reliable and it's not the far from their best team. With Hutao, I used to don't play Sitlali to be honest. You can play them, but I just had to include talk about them. I would not put them here actually. Put them. For Hutao, you should play like the double hydro team with like Yela and Singcho. That's like better, a lot better. And for Yoimiya is not that good right now. I'm be honest. It's way too single target. It's like hard to play, like kind of underwhelming. Hopefully, like Honkai Star will get some buffs here as well. Yeah, that's about it. I'd say these are the characters that you would want to go for Sitlali. If you want any of these characters to like function better, Sitlali is a great option. I would not recommend pulling for Sitlali if you like going for these characters pretty much. But I would recommend pulling for Sitlali for Mabuika and a little bit of for Arlecchino. That's about it for Sitlali. She's a support. Is kind of valuable for these character teams, and yeah, that's about it for Sitlali. If you are wondering, Yeah, let's move on to the next two character in phase two. So this is where the easy part comes in. It's like really easy to like explain this. Both of them are DPS. You go for DPSs if you like them because DPSs have a ton of options. You can play any DPS. There are like tons of. Wait, there's the tier list. Okay, you have tons of options for DPSs. Like DPSs, you choose on based on you like their playstyle or not. In that way, that sense, I would say in playstyle. Mualani is definitely not for you if you are looking for a good playstyle. Mualani is very clunky. Not very clunky, but the team is clunky as well. So, for example, you need like for Mabuika, if you play Mabuika in a team, the pyro application is not that reliable. The AoE is not that good. Mabuika off-field pyro. As well as if you play Sangling for pyro applications, he has great AoE, but the problem with Sangling is Sangling, if you play a mono pyro on the Mualani team as Sangling, will need like 350 ER with a fab, and that's like, yeah, what are you doing? And that's like really miserable to play. Yeah, that's like the only problem with Mualani pretty much. Also, sometimes the shark can hit as like miss as well from her burst. So some of the stuff is kind of clunky. So she's a DPS. If you like her, you can go for her. She is pretty much a like a, what you how to say that, like what's the word? Speedrun character. Yeah, speedrun was the word I was looking for. She's a speedrun character with like one of the best speedrun run characters in the game actually. If you like time everything correctly, you can get great times on the speedrun. She has huge numbers basically. She can do a lot of damage on to all of her charge attacks and the ultimate. So yeah, she's pretty much a speedrun character and is really a little bit clunky to be honest. So if you like her, you would go for her. But otherwise, with in context of DPS, there are a lot of other options. I would not recommend going for Mualani at point of the game. At least there are a lot of other options. For Chaska's overall damage is not that high, I'd say. She's on the it's completely different from Mualani actually in terms of playstyle. Chaska's playstyle is actually very simple and skill issue friendly. Actually, she is very simple to play. You are a little bit new to the game and stuff, Chaska will be one of the can be one for you because it's relatively easy to play other like compared to other characters. So even though the DPS ceiling is kind of low on the lower investment, because he gets a lot of value from our like C1, C2, and signature and all that stuff. Also, you add like a Mabuik in the team and Sitlali in the team. Those teams kind of perform the best. Otherwise, with low investments, damage might go down a little bit. But despite all that, she is a good character in terms of play style. Only it's pretty easy to play, pretty like simple to play basically. For DPS, kind of on the lower side, pretty much without high investments. That's pretty much it. If you like it, you can go for her as a DPS, but I still don't recommend these two DPSs in phase 2. I'd say completely skip the phase 2. There are a lot of other DPS options if you're pulling for like absolute best options. Yeah. As for the weapons on the phase 2, for both Chaska and Mualani, the options are actually kind of good for them. Both of them work good, and especially the Chaska bow, this is like really good for her. And for Mualani, you have another option from the event, a good 4-star option from a event free catalyst. But this one is still good. You can one if you want it, and if you have both of them, it's like a very good banner for you. Yes, weapon that you can get both good. That's pretty much it for this. Overall, I would say the banners are not that crazy, save for the nodkrai characters pretty much. So yeah, I would recommend saving for now. Banners do not look that crazy, other unless you just want the character. Then just for them, right? Just play the game for. From meta perspective, it's not a good banners unless you want. Citral is pretty good. That's that. Skip everything else, and also the. That's about it. Let me know what you think, and if you are going for any of these characters. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.